Okay, so we're back on the home page after we published the site with our new page called Tactics. I'm just going to go there so we have it in front of us. Now we have these four sections to fill some content in. And so I have this first section called press release. Inside of this assignment, there was a link to this document. And so this is going to help you create your press release and put it into the right section on the website. You're asked first to save a copy of this. If you don't know how to do that, it's just like Word. You go to File, make a copy. Once I do that, it'll tell me where do I want it to be. I don't want it to be in this folder. I'm going to move it out to my drive, and then I will save that here. Go ahead and make a copy of that. Now I can work on that within my own space, and you certainly can use this copy to help you get your work done and help guide you through the process. So, all right, so now this is our new page, and this is stored locally within your own folder. So we've done part one, so check. Next, take a look at the objective you created for your PR plan. So I'm going to go head over to my website here and look at my plan. What did I do? Okay, so here is my objective. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go ahead over here and paste it into here. Okay, mine is already pasted in there, but you're going to do that. So you can see, what did I say I wanted to do? Now, looking at mine, I've said I wanted to create a favorable image in my local community. So how can I do that? Well, what I did was I went to my organization's website and I looked for something that's not selling something. It's just general community goodwill. So I looked through some of these programs and I landed on this Lost and Found Pets page. There's not a lot here, so I was able to build onto it. So let me show you what this looks like. So like I said, I found that, I looked over and I identified this is a good story. This is a feel-good story. Not asking people to do anything, but to know that we offer a service and to give them some new information. So when you write a press release, it's really like, remember all those years ago when you used to write a news article in, elementary school or middle school, and the teacher would say, who, what, when, where, why, and how? Well, we go through that same process when we write a press release, in the hopes that someone will write a news story about said press release. So I've gone through and answered the questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. And you can take some time to look at it. But basically, I've taken the information I found on this page and I plunked it into here. So then my next step, I should also point out on the bottom of this, there's something called a boilerplate. So a boilerplate is something that in public relations, we use as a statement across the board whenever you're making you're sending out a press release, a news release. It's echoed often on social media channels. It's basically a small little a sentence, 2 or 3 about your organization, what they do for the community, nice and succinct, so that a news organization can find more information about you, your reader can find more information about you, and they know who is generating this information. There was not one that I could find on the Humane Society. Often, though, you'll find them on the bottom of a website. So like right here in this footer, it could be here. It might also be in this About Us section. But unfortunately, I couldn't find it for the Humane Society. So what I did do was I was able to find their mission. And so I copied their mission, and sorry, I've got a lot of pages open here. I copied this is not the right one, their mission, and I put it in here. So, so I would be able to create a little boilerplate for the Humane Society. So once I've gone through that, I've taken a thought, like, what do I want to communicate? Who are we communicating to? When should this happen? Where are we considering? Why and how? I've taken that and put it into a news release that I'm going to send out to the community, because again, my objective is to create goodwill, favorable image in the community. It's not to sell more anything. It's not to, at this point in time, this objective isn't to get more donations. So I'm not asking for money, just to create a favorable image. So I'm going to scroll down here and show you my news release. You can take this format for your news release, and I encourage you to do that. So I would encourage you to take this, the headings and how things are laid out here as your own, and then put the correct information in here. Obviously, for the contact information, I've included the name of the organization as well as a phone number. And I did not do this, but I probably should put in my email, because I include the email within this news release, which we'll go through in a second here. So copy. So the headline is Chautauqua County Humane Society offers tips for reuniting lost pets with families. We always start a press release with the town, the city, and the state. And then you'll see here, dash, this is the date that we're releasing it. So it says immediate release. Sometimes a press release will get sent out and we'll say for release on, and it might be later in the week, but just so news organizations have it in time to circulate that information, you might see a post date on that, but this is today. So let's go for it. The Chautauqua County Humane Society is offering tips to pet owners on how to increase the likelihood of reuniting their lost pets with their families. Losing a pet can be a very stressful experience, said representative from CCHS, and we want to do everything we can to help families find their lost pets as quickly as possible. CCHS offers the following tips for pet owners who have lost their furry friends. Act quickly. The sooner you start looking for your pet, the better your chances are of finding them. Search your home and yard thoroughly. Sometimes lost pets will hide in places you might not think to look. Post a photo and important information about your pet on Missing Pet Alert on Facebook. Be sure to include your contact information so people can reach you if they find your pet. City of Jamestown residents should contact Pick Up the Litter at this phone number. Contact your municipality's dog control officer. Put up flyers in your neighborhood and check with your neighbors. Be sure to include a photo of your pet and contact information, and don't give up hope. Many lost pets are reunited with their families each year. In addition to these tips, CCHS will offer a free lost pet reunification service. If you have lost your pet, you can email CCHS with all information and a photo to the front desk or call this phone number. They will check their database of lost and found pets to see if your pet has been reported. And then this is that boilerplate I was referring to above about the Chautauqua County Humane Society. The mission of the Chautauqua County Humane Society is to improve and save lives through compassionate care, advocacy for animals, and commitment to the community. For more information, please visit chqhumane.org. And then you put 3 pounds in. So that's just a traditional format. Obviously, with the invent of digital media, this has fallen a little bit off, but that is a traditional ending to a press release, is this pound sign. So this is obviously final copy. This is ready to print. It took me a little while to do this. I didn't do it in 5 minutes, but utilizing the information that I found when I went to the site and decided, what would be a good news, a goodwill story, and something I can provide education to my community about, which is what I encourage you to utilize as content for your own press releases. Like, what can your organization teach the community for free? Maybe they already do it as a sense of goodwill. And I think that's a great starting point to create a great image in your community. So once you've generated the content and you feel good about the way that it's formatted and that you've proofread everything, then the last step is to go ahead and just copy that information, and I'm gonna back over here. Obviously, I'm on the wrong page because we went to that objectives page. I'm gonna go back over to my tactics page, put my cursor underneath the title there where it says normal text. I'm double checking that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and press paste. And thank you, Google, for working so well together. Now my press release is online. And so, and I would encourage you to draft your press release, edit it, and proofread it in Google Docs versus doing it in Google Sites. Because I think this this platform for editing text isn't as forgiving as Google Docs is. So you'll have more functionality to move information around as you want to move it. Once I'm done plunking that in, my last step is to go up here to publish. And again, I'm going to publish my new site. Then I'm going to grab this link and again, copy it because that's the one that you were going to submit for a grade on this assignment. All right, my friends, that's it for this one. I will see you at the next step.